Deep in the heart of the remote countryside stood an old, dilapidated house, known to the locals as the Manson house. Its walls were cracked, and the windows, covered in dust and cobwebs, seemed to tell tales of a forgotten era. For decades, no one dared to approach the house, let alone live in it, as it was believed to be haunted by malevolent spirits. Among the brave few who tried to spend a night there, none came back unchanged. Whispers in the village spoke of eerie sounds, ghostly apparitions, and sudden cold chills that would creep down your spine without warning. One stormy night, a group of college students, driven by curiosity and the allure of adventure, decided to investigate the house. Sarah, the leader, was a rational thinker and a skeptic, while Alex, her boyfriend, was the thrill-seeker of the group. Jenny, intrigued by the supernatural, often read about paranormal activities, and Mark, the tech geek, came along armed with gadgets to capture any unusual activities. As they arrived at the house, lightning illuminated the dark, ominous clouds, and thunder roared above. The wooden door creaked open as if inviting them into its eerie embrace. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and an almost tangible sense of anticipation loomed. They set up their equipment in the living room, with Mark's devices beeping sporadically. Hours passed with no significant events until midnight struck. The temperature dropped abruptly, and a chilling breeze blew through the cracks in the walls. Sarah's logical mind struggled to explain the sudden change. Then came the whispers, soft, indistinguishable at first, but growing louder and more insistent. The group gathered, their faces pale, as shadows began to move against the flickering candlelight. Just as Sarah was about to proclaim it as a collective hallucination, an old, ghostly figure materialized before them. The apparition's face was twisted with sorrow and anger. It reached out, and a sense of dread washed over the group. Jenny, clutching an amulet she had brought for protection, shouted an incantation she had read in an old book. The figure wavered and then vanished into thin air. But the danger was far from over. The house began to tremble, pictures fell off the walls, and the sound of footsteps echoed from the upstairs rooms. The group decided to leave, but the door they had entered through was now locked. Panic set in. Sarah, trying to stay calm, remembered the cellar door they had passed earlier. They rushed to the cellar, hoping it would lead to an exit. In the dark, damp cellar, the sense of being watched intensified. They found an old, rusty key hanging from a nail on the wall, which Mark quickly grabbed. Above them, the sound of footsteps grew louder, almost deafening. They hurried to the back door, praying the key would fit. As Mark fumbled with the lock, the ghostly figure reappeared at the top of the cellar stairs, its eyes glowing with a sinister light. Just when all seemed lost, the key turned, and the door swung open. They fled into the night, not daring to look back. The village clock struck 1. Shaken but alive, they returned to the village, forever marked by their encounter with the unknown. The Manson house remained, its secrets guarded by the spirits within, waiting for the next brave souls to uncover its mysteries.